Okay, the purpose of this video is to show how to disassemble this unit, clean it, and then reassemble it. First steps we have to do: remove the cover plate, lay the machine on its back, loosen these 3 set screws right here, which will remove this funnel, allow you to remove this funnel. Don't be fumble fingers. Okay, those are loosened. Remove the funnel. Now this spinner plate on the bottom, we need to remove that. Hold the handle, and you can rotate this counterclockwise to remove the spinner plate. Okay, now we have the spinner plate. Now we have to remove this bottom plate, this bottom piece right here. You hold this snugly here and rotate this counterclockwise. Unscrew that. Okay, now that that is removed, now you bring it back up and you raise the top off of it. So you loosen these 2 bolts for the top, this one and this one. Loosen these 2 bolts about 1/8 of an inch. And you hold the unit and raise it up. Snug this bolt back down. And what that will do, that holds everything up so you can remove everything else. At this point, with your 3/32 Allen wrench, you loosen this set screw, which will allow you to remove the auger. You loosen this set screw, which removes this bushing, which will allow you to get to this set screw, all 3/32, and allow you to remove the agitator. At this point, we can just wipe this top towel that's off with a damp cloth, or we can remove that. As of now, I need to remove this insert from here. So what I do is I hold this with one hand and unscrew this insert. Now, sometimes this can be stubborn. So if it's stubborn, you can put this back in here and push down on the insert and unscrew it this way. It's a lot more stable and it's a lot easier to unscrew. Now once we get this unscrewed, kind of long-winded, but it's necessary. Once we get that unscrewed, now we just pop this up and the insert comes out. You remove that little washer. You are totally disassembled, ready for cleaning. If there's a lot of dirt or debris, if there's product stuck inside this lip, we can loosen this again and totally remove this and clean out in this lip, or wash this lip off. It's not necessary to go any deeper than this. This gearbox and such that the handle rotates this, it's not necessary to get into that deep. Now to reassemble this, we line these keys back up, hold that down, and just snug that top bolt down. Now Now that we have the top bolt snug down, now we can start to reassemble everything. First thing you do is you take your funnel with your insert. This is after everything is washed. Put your insert back in. This washer, put this washer back on and kind of pop that in place. What that washer does is that washer holds the insert straight. Now you take this little nut and you screw this back in place. Once again, I'm holding it on the inside with my finger. If necessary, if I have trouble, if this gets a little sticky or whatever, if I have trouble, then I will put this inside here, holding down with my left hand and tighten this bolt with my right hand. As you see, this seems to work fairly well. Now you'll want to just, everything that we're doing here is just good and snug. You want to snug this down until I can't move that insert anymore. Still move it just a little bit. What I'm trying to do is push this up and down until the insert won't move, and holding this hopper in place. Now the insert doesn't move. Now that's where it belongs. At this point, then I can screw this piece back in place. Screw this down until it butts up to the insert, or this ring. Screw this piece on until it butts up to this. Just snug it up against it. Okay, now that's snug. Now we got all this back in place. Now it's time to put the auger assembly back together. And the first thing we have to do is this little wiper, this agitator. We need to put that on and raise it up high, and then just raise it up as far as it'll go, and lightly snug this set screw in place. We're going to have to adjust this again later. At this point, now that we have that in place, now this bushing right here has a 3/8 hole in this side and a 1/2 inch hole in this side. This side is 1/2 inch, this side is 3/8. The 3/8 side up, there's a little flat on this stainless steel rod. We put this in place, and as you see, I just made a mistake where it goes all the way. You actually want to put this on the auger first. Excuse me, because it sets the length of this. Put it on the auger first, snug that set screw down, bring this over, and now I'll only let it go up so far against the auger, and then snug that set screw down. Snugging it down in the flat. Okay, now I've got that snug down. You notice nothing is really tight. Everything is nice and snug. Now I can lower this back down until the lid seats in place the way it's supposed to be. At that point, I'm going to loosen this wiper and push this wiper down until it touches the edge of this hopper, and that adjusts the wiper. Now you won't be able to see that in the video, but that's what I'm going to do. It'll be able to adjust the wiper against here so it'll wipe your product down. So at this point, I'm loosening that, lining the auger up, setting this down in place until it's in place, tightening this back up. That's tight. Once again, you notice that nothing is really torqued down tight. It's just good and snug. There's no reason to torque anything down tight on this. Just snug it down, good and snug. Alright, now at this point, I'm taking that wiper, the agitator, and I'm pushing it down until it actually touches the edge of the hopper. Got to loosen that set screw. Now I'm going to push this down until it touches the hopper, and now I'm just going to set this set screw back. Now what that does is that pushes the agitator right to the outside edge of this hopper so that when you rotate it around that it keeps the product moving inside. Now we need to put the spinner plate back on. So we take our spinner plate and we put it on to get it lined up, and you can actually rotate this handle by holding that nut and rotate it clockwise, and it'll actually screw it in for you. Once again, nothing is real tight. Nice and snug. Just nice and snug. Nothing's real tight. It works fine. Now we put this funnel back in place. Take these set screws down until they just, tighten these up until they just barely touch that funnel on all three sides. Okay, bring this back up, put the lid back on. Voila, we're ready to go.